Hey, what's up guys, so Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be round 1 of the 8th edition from my online Discord tournament, and this is going to be between Galaxy 89 on Dogmatika Eldlich versus Solar Beam on Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc. And just in case you guys are wondering where I've been for the past couple of days here, I made an announcement on the community tab, but the essential point is that I have a lot of assignments due and projects as well as final exams for the month of April for my university. So I will be kind of taking a backseat for YouTube. That being said, you can still expect to see a couple of uploads, maybe 3 to 4 per week, but just want to let you guys know that my priorities are in school right now. Hope you guys can understand that. But if you guys, as usual, want to play in the next tournament, feel free to check out my Discord server. The link's in the description box below for you guys to check out. But let's get started with this matchup here without any further ado. So it does look like the Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc player did win the RPS, and they are going to opt to go first. So the opening hand for Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc going first is going to be Ash, Turquoise Warbler, Nerval, Chaos, and Call by the Grave. So this is a pretty good hand for sure. Has a couple of names, and Turquoise Warbler, I will give a bit of a spoiler, is that I tried to record this and then I realized that I had the mic muted. So this is my second time trying to get through this replay, so I already kind of know what happens here. But the hand's pretty solid for sure. And then the opening hand for Dogmatika Eldlich going second is going to be Solemn Strike, Dogmatika Punishment, Ecclesia, Red Eyes Black Dragon, and Ash, the ferocious dragon with a deadly attack. So has a hand trap for going second, but there is Call by the Grave to answer it. Otherwise, it's a trap heavy hand because it is Dogmatika Eldlich, so not really anything too shocking there. They're going to start off by special summoning the Turquoise Warbler, and then they're going to normal summon Nerval, which will enable them to go into a copy of Recital Starling. And then they're going to activate the Starling. That's going to detach Nerval to add a copy of Cobalt Sparrow to hand. And then Nerval effect activates to add a copy of Kit from deck to hand as well. And then from here, they're going to use Chaos. That's going to pitch Kit, summoning itself to the field. And then Kit is going to go and send a copy of Rendezvous. And then from here, just going to be confirming that they did not use, in fact, the attack gaining effect of Recital Starling on summon. But they're going to choose to use Chaos. That's going to banish 2. And then summon a copy of the Farid, the Baron Blossom from the extra. And then Farid activates. That is going to summon a copy of the Cobalt Sparrow that was searched. And then Sparrow is going to grab another search for a Nerval for next turn. And then from here, going to link summon a copy of the Simorgh. And then that allows Farid to trigger. That's going to draw Fractal and put back Nerval. Definitely solid for sure. Going to go ahead and proceed to end phase. So they're going to activate Simorgh to special summon, but they're going to chain Ash in response. But they have the Call by the Grave to banish it. So good on the Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc player to actually not set Call by the Grave in main phase 1, because Ash is one of the few cards that this does lose to. Obviously Gamma being another one that this can't stop, but it's good to kind of have that patience there and the discipline to know that this is very crucial to resolve. So even though it turns off the Ash in their own hand, definitely was pretty worth it in my opinion, because even in this matchup, the Barrier Statue is going to put him quite a lot of work, especially when protected by Rendezvous here. So they're going to pass here. And then for turn, we're going to see a top deck to Wakera, which is pretty dead under this Barrier Statue. They're going to proceed to main phase and then normal summon Ecclesia, and then use her effect to add a copy of Fleur de Lis to hand, telegraphing the punishment. They're going to go to battle phase and then attack into the Barrier Statue. That's going to prompt the Rendezvous to protect it. And then main phase 2, they're going to set 3, and then go to end phase, where Simorgh is going to trigger again, summoning out a copy of Apex Avian. Exactly 7 vacant zones to work with, which is quite nice there. But we're going to see a top deck Chaos for the Bird Up player. Definitely not bad, just having more names in circulation. They're going to fire off this Recital Starling in main phase 1. That's going to detach to add a copy of Nerval to hand, so getting even more Tri-Brigades. They're going to then use Chaos on field. That's going to banish 2, and then summon a copy of Heartbeat Conductor from the extra. And then they're going to proceed to the battle phase here after switching 2 monsters to attack position, and then they're going to attack with Apex Avian into the Ecclesia. But it looks like in response, punishment will be flipped up, and that's going to target Chaos, but it looks like Apex Avian is going to be used to try and negate that, but Solemn Strike is there to answer the Apex Avian, so going to destroy and negate the Apex Avian, destroy the Chaos punishment, as well as sending a copy of Chimera Flesia. Obviously, you can see that they're on the Dream package, so it makes sense that they want a card that works with the Dogmatika engine to help search for Red Eyes Fusion, even though they will be locked next turn, but it's good to just get free cards and having some sort of inevitability. But proceeding with battle phase here, Conductor is going to attack into the Ecclesia. Obviously doesn't die by its own effect. And then Simorgh is going to attack for some more damage. And then main phase 2, they're going to proceed with some more plays here. They're going to link summon a copy of the Prize Felger, the Desperate Doom Eagle. And then that effect is going to shuffle back the Chimera Flesia, so actually curtailing the access to Red Eyes Fusion there. And then they're going to normal summon the Fractal, and then use its effect, that is going to banish 2, and then summon a copy of the Dragon Lords from the extra deck. This is obviously very solid protection for the Barrier Statue. They're going to use it actually right here, sending away Nerval to bounce back Ecclesia, and then Nerval fires off, or activates here. That's going to add a copy of Kit to hand. And then they're going to link summon a copy of Appaloosa, which has 2 negations, and they're going to sit in this. So definitely pretty solid. Has essentially a similar board state, just more protected from earlier, which is pretty good. Oh, for turn 1, we can see a top deck Genix Ally Birdman. This is a very interesting card. I do hope we get to see it this match. I actually didn't get all the way through casting the last time I tried to do this take before realizing that my audio wasn't up. So hopefully we'll get to see it in one of the later games. But yeah, I should also note that I didn't actually watch this replay ahead of time, like even before picking this one out to feature, just because I have an option now on my results form to where the players can denote if they want their matches featured, because we actually have, I believe, 100 and I want to say 20 something players. It's around 120 players. So it's gonna be tough to try and look through all the replays before picking one to feature. So I'm just letting I'm letting the players decide if they want their matches featured, just as long as it's close. And also I'm having my judges, so shouts to them for looking through the replays as well, just to see if there's anything that's interesting that might catch their eye. So just wanna, while I'm here, I guess, thank my judges for helping out. Really does mean a lot, because it's really hard to manage this thing by myself when there's this many people. But that aside, we're going to see a set Ecclesia and then just going to pass back. And then the top deck is going to be Turquoise Warbler, which is just another name just for fodder. So they're actually just going to go straight into battle phase and attack with the double Dragon Lords, and then going to flip Ecclesia. Doesn't die, of course, by battle. And then they're going to use the double Dragon Lords to send away Kit and then bounce Ecclesia to hand. Oh, right, yeah, so this thing does gain 500 attack and defense. Yeah, I was mentioning that Ecclesia doesn't die by battle because of its effect. But yeah, people commonly do forget that it does have that attack boost on it. Definitely something that you should remember, because it comes up surprisingly often from what I've seen. But anyways, Kit's going to activate, sending a copy of Oath. So we see Oath and Rendezvous in the main deck here, which is quite cool. Pretty interesting choice as well. Proceeding with battle, they're going to attack with, what is this, 4k, 5k total. So that is actually not game. And then, oh, it looks like they said, forgot to normal summon, so that would have been the extra damage required to make a game there. So, missing lethal, but still in a very commanding position. They're going to pass back, and the top deck's going to be Scarlet. Yeah, just 2 traps that don't work under the Barrier Statue. And that is going to be the end of Game 1. So, Bird Up taking Game 1, I would say fairly convincingly. They did have control of the board essentially the entire time, with, of course, the Barrier Statue lining up well against the Eldlich cards. So we're now going to move into Game 2 here, where it looks like Dogmatika Eldlich is going to start things off this time around. If you guys are enjoying the video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new here and want to see more commentary similar to this. But the opening hand for Dogmatika Eldlich going first is going to be Scarlet, Punishment, Lancia, Dogmatika Ecclesia, and Ash. So pretty good again. Opened Ecclesia Punishment both times, I believe, and Scarlet Sanguine as well to help get into the Eldlich stuff. And Lancia is a solid hand trap in this matchup. And then the opening hand for Bird Up going second is going to be Cobalt Sparrow, Cyframe Gear Gamma, Tenki, Stormwinds, and Cosmic Cyclone. So pretty good as well, I would say. Has a fair amount of engine cards. Always sucks to draw this. But has Gamma, which is going to be pretty decent, at least against the Ecclesia. Maybe they save it for Lancia. Probably not, though. They're going to go ahead and activate Ecclesia's effects, and then you're going to chain Gamma in response, which is pretty understandable. Going to go and negate and destroy the Ecclesia, and then they're going to set 2 and then pass. For turn 1 gives you a top deck Nerval, so more Tri-Brigade names, but this hand, I believe, is not going to be well equipped to deal with the Lancia. They're going to Tenki for a copy of Fractal, and then they're going to activate Fractal effect in hand. That's going to send a copy of the Kit, and then Kit effect is going to activate. They're going to chain Scarlet in response. I kind of wonder why this was activated there. Yeah, let me know if you guys can think of a reason why this was used here, kind of preemptively. I'm not entirely sure what was trying to be avoided there, but Nerval is going to be sent off the Kit, and then Nerval is going to add a copy of Kairos. And then it looks like Nerval is going to be normal summoned, and then on that summon, the Lance is going to be used, which is definitely going to hurt a lot for sure. Chooses to set Cosmic Cyclone, and then going to pass. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Fleur-de-Lis, so that is not a great draw here. They're going to start with a copy of the Scarlet. That's going to set a copy of Walkera from deck. And then they're going to normal summon Ash. And then go into Verite Anaconda. So they are just going to go for Dragoon. They're going to Lord effects to send away Walkero, summoning itself. And then they're going to activate Anaconda effect. And then they're going to chain Cosmic in response before Dragoon hits the board to get rid of the punishment. Obviously, choosing not to chain it since you do not want to punishment lock yourself right before you're about to resolve your Verte for Red Eyes, Dark Dragoon. Rest in peace, the image loading or not loading there. But Dragoon comes out, and then the effect is going to pop the Nerval, and then Nerval is going to add Fractal, and then going to proceed to battle phase, going to attack for 500, 3k, and 35 for exact game, I think. Yeah, this is exactly lethal. They said if you didn't Cosmic, you wouldn't have lost. I would have. I can't out Dragoon and punishment anyway. Yeah, definitely fair. Also, I think the Dogmatika Eldlich player could have summoned the Fleur-de-Lis when the Verte was on the field before using its effect. Like maybe after summoning Lord, for example. That would have been the extra damage, just in case it wasn't Cosmic. But they probably wanted to keep the card in hand for the extra negate, just in case the back row was anything. So that's also reasonable. But we're going to now move into Game 3. The series is tied 1-1, and it looks like the Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc player is going first. And before we get started in Game 3, just want to shout out my patrons as usual. So thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Really does mean a lot to me, and I do appreciate it, especially in this month where I'm going to be maybe a little bit less active. But the content is made possible thanks to you guys, and if you do want to help support the Patreon, feel free to go ahead and check that out in the description box below as well. But carrying on in Game 3 here, the opening hand for Bird Up going first is going to be Tenki, Fractal, Prosperity, Oath, and Gamma. So yeah, there's multiple fractals in this hand. I don't think there's any additional search targets for Tenki. I could be mistaken, but somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there. However, Prosperity is nice for just digging and finding missing combo pieces. So overall, I would say this is still a pretty decent hand, even though Oath is not the greatest to draw. Definitely still works, though. And then the opening hand for Dogmatika Eldlich going second is going to be Punishment, Ecclesia, Scarlet, Golden Lord, and Nibiru. I think they actually drew Ecclesia Punishment every game in the opening hand together. So pretty decent. Has Nibiru, so we'll see if that'll come up, or if they'll play around it, or if it'll be super punishing. So Prosperity is going to come down first. That's going to banish 1, 2, 3, just 3, and then hit Rendezvous, Cosmic, and Chaos. They're going to take Chaos off of those. And then let's see what was banished here. Linkuriboh, Assemble Nightingale, and Zeus. Definitely fair. And then they're going to fire off this Fractal. That is going to send itself to send a copy of Nerval. And Nerval effect is going to add Kit to hand. And then they're going to normal summon the Kit, and then use its effect. That is going to banish 2, summoning out a copy of Heartbeat Conductor, and then they're going to go straight into the Simorgh Link. And then Kit's going to send a copy of Rendezvous, and then they're going to go and activate Tenki. That's going to grab a copy of Fractal. So I do wonder if they're going to extend with Chaos here. Looks like not. They're just going to set Oath and then go to end phase. So that was legitimately just 3 summons. So playing handily around the Nibiru here. Going to go ahead and Simorgh for a copy of Barrier Statue. It's incredible that you can have this strong of a, like, pretty much a lock, right, against Nibiru in just 3 summons, because you have a Barrier Statue that can't be targeted or basically be destroyed, and then you have Oath as well. I believe this is the Monster Reborn, if I'm not mistaken. You can try to link Monster Control, special summon a Beast Warrior, Winged Beast from your hand or grave with a different type. Yeah, so not a bad card to have in the field as well. So they're just going to go ahead and pass. For turn, we can see a Prosperity of their own being drawn for turn. Not bad. They're going to use it. That's going to banish 6, and then excavate a bunch of good cards, including Driver. Not going to read the flavor text here. It only really works when they draw it. You know, it's got to be in the hand for it to be read in its full glory. But we see some pretty cool banishes here. Got some Dogmatika Tech as well as Vampire Sucker, which is always interesting to see in Eldlich. They're going to pick up a copy of Ash. And yeah, that's a good tip for those guys who might not know with a DB, is that there's some commands that you can type in the chat box if you want to perform specific actions. Like you can type /banish 6 if you want to banish 6 in the top of your deck, for example, or mill 6, or like draw 2 for desires, just like the / commands work out pretty well here. Banish Hand is another example. Not really going to come up a lot right now, but it was popular in like the Trickstar format. Looks like they're just fixing the Prosperity resolving. But Ash was taken off of those, and then Ecclesia is going to be normal summon. That's going to use the effect, and then grab a copy of Fleur-de-Lis. And then going to battle phase, they're going to attack into the Stormwinds. That's going to, of course, bait out, or force out rather, the Rendezvous. Difference between baiting and forcing. Gotta remember that in my mind. But going to go ahead and use the Simorgh, and then they're going to use Ash in the end phase to negate that, and then pass. We're going to see a top deck Chaos return. Not really that great. Can't special it under the Barrier Statue, of course, and they already had one, so a bit superfluous here. They're going to normal summon the Fractal, and then it looks like on summon they're going to use Punishment, so that's going to pop the Fractal and then send a copy of Entis. And Entis is going to go and pop the Oath. There is nothing to summon back. Because it has to be of a different type, right, of what you target. Yeah, so Harbor Conductor was the only wind there, and it's also a winged beast. They're going to go battle phase, then attack for 900 damage, and then proceed to end phase, going to activate not the Nibiru, whoa, the Simorg, and then go for Apex Avian. I was looking at the Nibiru in this hand for some reason. But yeah, going to pass here. For turn, we see another top deck Ecclesia. So there's actually no protection right now for this barrier statue, which is quite good. So yeah, they're going to go battle phase and just get rid of it. And then still in battle phase, going to activate the Scarlet. That's going to summon out Golden Lord from deck. They could have elected maybe to use the Apex Avian because they do know about the Fleur-de-Lis. So because it's not main phase 2, the Fleur-de-Lis can't negate it. And this doesn't return to hand for cost. So if they would use it any time in main phase 2, this can come down and negate it because Ecclesia's on field, right? So maybe it's worth using Apex Avian to prevent the Lord from coming out because now your Simorg is going to be destroyed by battle. And I mean, that's a pretty solid piece to have on the field. It's just like more grinding. But main phase 2, we're going to see a normal summon of another Ecclesia and then use her effect. That's going to be negated though by the Apex Avian. And they are going to choose not to actually use Fleur-de-Lis. So it's going to pass on this. So keeping the negation as well as the Nibiru. For turn, we're going to see a top deck Foolish Burial. Definitely not bad at all. Can send something like Kit or Nerval here. They're going to activate it, sending the Nerval. And then Nerval effect is going to search a Tri-Brigade monster. Fractal is going to be the pick here. And then they're going to normal summon Fractal and then go to battle phase. They're going to attack into Ecclesia. And then take 100 more from the Tenki. This thing is 2k, pretty good. Gene Warped Werewolf. But going to go and use main phase 2, use the effect in main phase 2, I should say. That's going to banish 4 and then go for Shrike. And then Shrike effect is going to banish the Golden Lord. And then Karos is going to activate next. That's going to pitch a copy of Apex Avian and it's summoning itself. And then the Karos effect is going to banish 2, it looks like, summoning a copy of the Double Dragon Lords. And excuse the heater if you guys can hear that. Gonna go to end of main 2, and then Fleur-de-Lis is gonna activate, and then end phase gonna use Scarlet. That's gonna set a copy of Conquistador, and then gonna pass. For turn, we're gonna say top deck Punishment. So pretty interesting games right here. I believe the Punishment was used in the last turn or the turn prior? I actually can't remember now. So actually, I should go and check that to see if they Punishment locked. So let's see. Let's see. I don't think so. Actually, just check timestamps. You guys can skip ahead if you don't want to look at this. Let's see. So 3950. I really just want to know for my own curiosity. Let's see. 3950. It was in the previous turn, for sure. Yeah. All right, cool. So they are not Punishment locked here. They're going to go battle phase and attack over the Ancient Warriors link. And then in response, they're going to send away Tenki to bounce the Fleur-de-Lis. And then they're going to main phase 2, summon it again. And then use Lord Effect to send away the Ancient Warriors link. And then Lord Effect to send away Conquistador. And then go for Verite Anaconda. Oh, so it did come up. See, that's why I wanted to check to make sure. And then Verite Effect going to send materials to summon out a copy of Dragoon. And then Dragoon Effect is going to pop the Shrike. And then Shrike Effect is going to grab a Search. That's going to go for Nerval. And then they're going to destroy the Fractal and then deal some burn damage. And then end phase Conquistador is going to set Scarlet, and then they're going to pass. For turn, we're going to say a top decked Ash. They're going to normal summon the Nerval, and then use Nerval's effect. That's going to banish 2. And then they're going to, off of that, summon nothing, because it's going to be negated off of Dragoon. They're then going to use Nerval to add a copy of Kit to hand. And then they're going to use the Karos on field. That's going to banish 3 for the Doom Eagle. They're going to use this effect targeting Golden Lord and Grave. They're going to chain Scarlet, and then they're going to chain Ash to the Scarlet. So yeah, they're probably playing 2, and they want to just... I guess it didn't really matter if they use it now or later, but... Yeah, it lost to Ash either way. They're then going to go for a Shrike, and then Shrike effect is going to non-target banish the Dragoon. Maybe it was worth holding the negate. They negated Nerval. Maybe they hold it for the Shrike. Because like this is the best out the deck has to Dragoon. Since it's of course non-targeting and banishing. So maybe it's worth it to just save it. But we're going to see Karos effect that's going to pitch Kit to summon itself. And then Kit effect is not going to be used there. They're going to attack into Anaconda and then attack with the Shrike. And then they're going to just pass. For turn, we're going to say top deck Curse Eldland, and they have 900 life, so they can actually pay for this. So they're going to use it. That's going to pay 100 and then search for copy of Walkero. And then they're going to banish the Scarlet to second Conquistador. Oh, it's probably not going to be enough, though. We're going to see top deck Prosperity for turn. And then they're going to use Chaos. That's going to banish 3. And then summon out Rugal. And then the Shride's going to activate. Going to banish Conquistador. And then they're going to go to battle phase. And that is going to be the end of the match. So Bird up taking this one 2-1. Quite a grindy match for sure. Those are some pretty good games. Definitely cool to see these decks in action. The Bird up deck especially is nice to see. Just because it's very, very popular. And cool to see some players still trying to play around with Eldlich. Even though, people have a lot of mixed opinions on that deck. But I think the deck's definitely in a pretty decent position. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me with the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.